Hello and welcome to today's Guardian training video. This video will cover initiating an application. The following topics will be covered in this training video: initiating an application, uploading the applicant's self-disclosure, and the applicant instruction form. Each topic discussed in today's video will correlate with the section in your designated user guide with step-by-step instructions to assist with navigation through Guardian. First, we will cover initiating an application. Background check applications may be initiated either by an agency, applicant, or HCSB division user. This video will assist HCSB division users with initiating an application on behalf of an individual who wants to become associated to the Home Care Services Registry. An applicant may also initiate the background check process through their respective portal by obtaining the applicant instruction form with the registry's unique PIN. We will cover how to access the applicant instruction form towards the end of this video. To begin an application, access Applications, then Add New on the navigation bar. The Applications Add New screen will appear. You will notice there are search criteria boxes towards the bottom of the page. Enter either the individual's social security number, driver's license or state ID, or 10-digit personal identification number, and a combination of either their last name or date of birth. While only one element is required for each search row, more than one can be entered and may help locate an individual. Ensure to enter search criteria carefully to avoid creating duplicate applicants in the system. Although you are adding this new applicant to the database, Guardian will still conduct a search to ensure that the applicant does not already exist in the database. If the applicant does exist and Guardian routes you to the person summary page, please refer to the Transfer section to conduct a transfer and associate this applicant to the Home Care Services Registry. If the applicant does not exist in the system, Guardian will not route to the person summary page. Select Add New Applicant. The personal and demographic information page will populate. This page is essentially creating a profile for the applicant in the database. Enter the applicant's personal and demographic information. All required fields are marked with the red asterisk. The applicant email address field is a required field. If an applicant does not obtain an email address, Home Care Services Bureau Division staff may utilize the email address unknown@unknown.com in the applicant email field to bypass the requirement. However, it is strongly recommended an applicant create an email address, as all Guardian notifications will be sent to the email address input in this field. You may then add a prior name or alias if the applicant has one. Aliases or prior names are any additional names an individual may use or has used in the past. This might include an applicant's maiden name, a nickname, or a formal name. An alias can also include another social security or date of birth that an applicant may be using or has used in the past. To add an alias, simply select Add Alias. Enter the appropriate information and select Save when complete. If the applicant does not obtain any prior names or aliases, you may select this checkbox. If the applicant has lived in a different state within the last 5 years, you will need to enter the prior address to the applicant's profile. This only applies to out-of-state residences other than California within the past 5 years. To add a prior address, simply select Add Prior Address. Enter the required information and select Save to continue. Select Next to continue to the next page. You will then be brought to the Preassociation Information page. This step of the process allows you to enter specific background check information for the position the applicant is applying for. In the Agency section, you can type in HCS Registry to associate them to the HCS Registry. You will notice once you begin typing into the text box, the green arrows will appear. Select HCS Registry from the drop-down. You must then select the appropriate request type from the drop-down. The following request types will appear: Home Care Aid Registry Initial Applicant and Home Care Aid Registry Renewal. Home Care Aid Registry Initial Applicant is to be used for an initial home care aid applicant. This request type will associate the applicant to the Home Care Aid Registry. Home Care Aid Renewal is to be used to renew a Home Care Aid's registry status. In both scenarios, if the HCSB user is initiating the application, the Home Care Services Bureau will be initiated to pay the registry fee. However, the applicant can again initiate their own application and pay their own registry or renewal fee by obtaining the registry's applicant instruction form. In this scenario, this applicant is an initial applicant, so I will select Initial Applicant. You will notice program and position categories will auto-populate. From the position drop-down, select Home Care Aid. Select Next to continue. You will then be brought to the Verify Identity page. Again, the required fields are marked with a red asterisk. Select the applicant's identity document used to verify their identity and enter the issuing state and document number. The expiration date and uploading a copy of the document is optional. You may notice the Withdraw and Save and Close features at the bottom of the page. By selecting Withdraw, you will permanently close the application. A confirmation page will appear prior to completing the action. The Save and Close feature allows you to save the application and continue it at a later time. To access a saved application, access Applications, then Not Yet Submitted on the navigation bar. You will be able to locate the application and select Resume. Once complete, you may select Next to continue. You will then be brought to the Research Registries page. The function of the Research Registries page is to confirm the appropriate request type was selected during the pre-association portion of the application. This will ensure applicants who are new to the Home Care Aid Registry are identified appropriately and prevents those who have already applied to the registry do not have to pay unnecessary application fees again. The research results should appear with one of the following: Not Match, which indicates the correct request type was selected, and the user may continue in the application process. If you obtain a match response, this indicates the incorrect request type was selected, and the user must go back and correct the error prior to continuing in the application. An error message will appear towards the bottom of the page, and the user should not be able to continue in the process. If you received a not matched response, you may continue by selecting Next. You will then be brought to the payment page of the application. Again, because this is an initial home care aid applicant, the registry payment will need to be input by the Home Care Services Division user. By selecting Credit, the browser will redirect to a payment page to enter credit card information. You will return to the application once the payment is complete. By selecting Cash, Guardian will provide the amount due, and the Received By field must be completed. Select Confirm when complete. By selecting Check, Guardian will provide the amount due. Complete the check number, additional details if applicable, and Received By fields. Select Confirm when complete. Or you may select Batch Payment. If the payment is deferred to be paid at a later time, the pending payments may be located and managed by accessing Applications, then Pending Payments on the navigation bar. At least one option must be selected and completed to continue. You will then be brought to the Data Review page, where you can review all information input and make any edits as needed. Shall you need to edit information, you may select the Edit Applicant Profile. If all information is correct, select Submit. You will then be brought to the Application Submitted confirmation page. You will notice at the top of the page, Guardian provides the application number, background check ID number, and some of the applicant's information. Guardian will also provide a due date that fingerprints must be submitted, as well as a direct link to the pending payment. It is helpful to take note of the application number, as it will be required in the next step, which is completing the applicant's self-disclosure. Next, we will cover uploading the applicant's self-disclosure. After an electronic application has been submitted, the LIC 508 criminal record statement must be uploaded into Guardian due to the disclosure questions. You are required to upload a scanned copy of the disclosure signed by the applicant to complete the application process. Again, upon application submission, it is helpful to take note of the application number. From the navigation bar, access Applications, then Application Administration. The Application Administration page will populate. In the Application ID or Application Number field, enter the application number for the applicant. The applicant's name and date of birth will appear at the top of the page. Ensure you are submitting the disclosure for the correct applicant prior to continuing. To upload a copy of the disclosure, select Upload Document to search your device. Select into the Select File text box and locate the item. Ensure to name your document and select Upload. You must then select the applicant disclosure link. Again, you will be required to enter the application number, the last name of your applicant, and their date of birth. Complete the entirety of the following disclosure screens. Again, these answers must reflect the answers the applicant answered on their LIC 508. Once complete, you will receive the Disclosure Complete page. Return to Guardian and select Submit. Next, we will discuss the Applicant Instruction Form. As mentioned, applicants can initiate an application online through their respective portals. The Applicant Instruction Form can be used to initiate a transfer and to initiate an initial application for the Home Care Services Registry. In order for an applicant to initiate an application, they must obtain an agency's unique PIN. The PIN is a required field for the applicant during the application process. Guardian provides two versions of the Applicant Instruction Form for the Home Care Services Registry, each with a unique PIN. The Home Care Services Bureau Division user must select the appropriate PIN to provide the applicant based on who will make the registry or renewal payment, the applicant or the Home Care Services Bureau. To locate an applicant instruction form, access Applications, then Application Forms from the navigation bar. The application's agency search box will populate. In the text box, enter HCS Registry. Select HCS Registry from the drop-down and select Generate Form. Guardian will then prompt you to make a selection on who will make the payment. An agency, which is the Home Care Services Bureau, or the applicant. Again, based on your selection, Guardian will generate a unique PIN. Ensure you make the correct selection prior to providing the applicant with the instruction form. Select Display Report once complete. Guardian will then generate the applicant instruction form. This form may be saved and emailed to an applicant or printed and provided to an applicant. Again, the applicant instruction form will provide the agency's name, which is the Home Care Services Registry, the unique PIN that the applicant will need during the application process, and some helpful information on how the applicant can register in Guardian. If you provide the applicant with the PIN in which the Home Care Services Bureau will be required to pay the fee, the application payment will also appear in the pending payments queue. This concludes the Initiating an Application video. Additional training videos may be located at guardian.dss.ca.gov. Thank you for watching.